Got one of my favourite cups today. This is one of my favourite cups. Keep life simple. That's what we like. But yeah, I think we're live. So, hey guys, it's lovely to be here yet again with another Rich Talk chat. Woohoo! So I am so excited to be joined again by Lyndsey. Lyndsey and I know each other from back in February. So we're relatively new to each other, but I feel like I've known you for ages, Lyndsey. I feel like we've been in each other's circles for a lot longer than just those few short months. But thank you for being here, mate. I really appreciate you spending some time.
You're welcome.
Oh, I mean, Lyndsey and I were just saying we've gone for the same style choices with the cream lace, so we're obviously on the same wavelength. But I'm gonna be picking Lyndsey's brains just about her journey in photography, her journey coming on board the challenge, and then working with me, but all with an aim to inspire other photographers to see what's possible with your photography business. So let's talk about obviously when we met, which was when we met in the February, which was the free event I did back in February. And I've got another one that starts on Monday. So I'm so excited. I hope to get to meet lots of gorgeous people just like you again. But we met in the challenge, or the 5-day free event for photographers. So tell me about your experience of being in that 5 days, Lyndsey. What did you get out of it?
I literally got everything out of that 5 days. So before I did the 5 days, I'd spoken to you before on another 1 day or one little course, little 1 hour chat.
Yeah,
and
a webinar thing, wasn't it? Or a one, yeah.
Yeah, and I literally just started out in my business. I'd gone from a different career into photography. I didn't have any confidence at all in me, in my business, in my photography. And then doing the week, it just transformed my head, my beliefs, me, and my business. So yeah, it really is.
That's such an amazing thing to hear, because I do hear that it's, if you put your all into an event like that, it can be transformational, and to transform your head, your mindset, your thought, your confidence. I love that. I love that. So would you recommend, obviously I've got another one starting on Saturday, we've got our welcome weekend. Would you recommend any photographers watching coming on board the free event?
Absolutely, because I didn't really know about brand photography either. So I was just going into sort of like with an open mind. I knew from the webinar that you did previously, it was going to be of such a value. So I just went into it and I just thought, I'm going to give it absolutely everything. I'm going to not miss anything. I know you can catch up on them, but I made sure that I did everything you said to do. I made sure I did, because I thought, well, there's no point in doing it if we're not going to take part and do everything you said. And it literally has just transformed me as a person, my business, and just my life, really. It sounds dead cheesy, but it has. So yeah, I would absolutely recommend it, because like, even because I was a newborn and baby maternity photographer, I still am, going into that week. And even if I just kept that, it's just so beneficial. But it's opened my eyes to brand, and that is just a life changer. It really is.
So excited. I am so thrilled. I could see you doing what I call doing the do through the 5-day event. And I always say, if you're going to come on board the event, obviously I know sometimes you're busy with families, with other business stuff going on, but almost try and treat it like a paid event, because when you pay money for something, you pay more attention. And I know it's a free event that I run, but you did the do. You got stuck in and you did the work, and I'm so thrilled you got so much value out of it. That's absolutely lovely to hear.
The week, because there was so much value in the week. I can't believe that it was free, because it taught me so much, and it was so crammed in, and it was quite intense. But you have to put the work in to get benefits out of it. So it was, loved it.
I'm buzzing. Well, at the end of the week, obviously, you decided to come on board my paid program, which is the business of brand photography. So talk us through. I'm always really curious, really interested in your thought process, because I know when you're choosing to invest in something, there's nerves, there's fears, there's worry, there's doubt. Is it going to work for me? Is it going to be right for me? Is it going to be worthy of the investment? So talk us through what your feelings were and then what made you decide to come on board.
Yeah, I think I knew sort of what to expect from what you were saying in the week that would be involved in the course. And I think from the value that I got out of the week and the connections that I had with you and the other photographers, because it was like, because you're quite lonely as a photographer, like as a, you know, I'm just an independent business. I've got no one else that works for me yet. But to speak to like-minded people in that group and knowing, you know, that that would kind of continue with your leadership, just the connections and you're so uplifting and inspiring, and you know what to do, and you're there. And I know that your quality would have been in that in the course that we did, and it was everything and more, really, because there's so much extra stuff in there. So yeah, and like I've done uni, and I went to a good uni, and I know what quality is, and the quality of lectures and the quality of content and stuff. And honest to God, it's like it's top. You can't get better than what is in that course. And the week, it's so good.
Oh, mate, thank you so much. Because I do pour my heart and soul into the challenge, into the 5-day event, and into the paid program, because I take it really seriously when someone chooses to invest their hard-earned cash into my training program. I take that really seriously. So I've put my heart and soul into it and made sure it's going to be easy for you to follow the steps. I've put as much in there as possible. Everything I do in my business is in the program, and it's step by step, easy to follow, to make it easy for you to hit the ground running, get those clients in, and make some money. So were you nervous about making the decision to come on board? Were you worried about anything?
I think I wasn't nervous because I'd gained so much trust from your quality that week. But I think I think as a new business owner, I was thinking I'm going to make that money back. But looking at it as you know, even the next few months sort of thing, you're gonna it's just turned everything around. So it's been so worth it. It was a no-brainer, to be fair. But yeah, I wasn't really that nervous.
Oh, I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing. So it was a no-brainer for you to come on board. Oh, I'm so glad you came on board, because you've definitely gone from strength to strength. So let's talk about your successes now. I know you've had successes in terms of money and bookings, as well as your growth in confidence. So, I mean, bookings wise, you've just been talking to me about, you'd had a couple of months at the beginning of the year where you were just 100 quid in the month. And since coming on the program, and you only finished, when was it? February, March, April? You only finished in April. You've had 2 brand bookings at the 500 quid mark, which you've never done brand before. And you're now charging £895 for a midweek 3-hour shoot. So that is just brilliant. How does that feel, Lyndsey?
It feels so like, I feel so empowered and just good. Yeah, just yeah, it is a life changer, isn't it? It's just, yeah, it's good.
It is empowering, I think, when you see what you can do with your photography skills, because you had your photography skills, you already had those skills. It was just the marketing, the business, charging your worth, and then moving into brand, understanding how to create a brand shoot, how to get brand clients. You've nailed it.
Yeah.
And tell us, I know you and I were just discussing about your confidence. Tell us about that. Your confidence has gone up.
So yeah, so because I was a new photographer, from a different total. I was a chemistry teacher before this. After I'd had a baby and I'd been on maternity leave and all that. So yeah, my confidence in photography and as a photographer was non-existent. And yeah, I was just saying that I went to the newborn portrait show last month, and I actually walked in and walked around like as an actual photographer, and I was having, you know, conversations with the vendors and other photographers, and I was one of them, you know, a new one, but I was still a photographer. And like I compared it to the photography show last year, and I went with my husband, just started off from my business, and I felt like fake. I couldn't speak to anyone. I had no like nothing to relate to, and I didn't feel like a photographer at that one. But now, like I am. And I think that's why like I really like the brand photography, because I feel like I am a business owner now, and I can really relate to other business owners. So that confidence has come from this course and you, because I actually believe that I am a business owner, because I am a business owner.
Well,
So yeah.
you're getting clients, you're making bookings, you're making money, which is amazing. Absolutely. I'm so buzzing for all your successes, because you've put the work in, you've made it happen for yourself. I can show you the way, and you've invested in the program, but you have to do the work, and you've done that, Lyndsey. Honestly, you should be so proud of yourself.
Yeah, no, I am. I'm really happy.
And it's onwards and upwards from here. So think of the change that you've seen in literally a year. Going to the photography show last year, you were saying you'd only just started, you didn't have clients, you weren't making money. Now you're a year on, and look where you are. This is ace.
Yeah, it's not even a year on. It's like 8 months, 9 months.
Amazing, isn't it? That is amazing. So if you were thinking about other photographers out there, thinking about where you were a year ago,
Yes.
if you were to give some advice, some guidance to photographers that are out there that maybe starting off, or maybe they're just struggling in their business to get clients coming in, to get bookings coming in, what would your advice be?
Yeah, I think you've got to work on your self-worth. I think you have to know and believe in your self-worth, because I think until you do that, I don't think you can really move on as much as you can move on. And I think you've changed my mind. So whatever goes on in me, like, I know my self-worth now. It's your mindset, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I think you have to take action. So it's not going to happen if you don't do anything. So you have to do the do. So you've got to do it.
You're doing the do.
Yeah. And then I think there's the pricing. So I was like always quite wasn't very sure, can I charge that much? I'm not that good, I've not been in it for that long, but it matters how much you charge, because it also affects the whole industry. So you've got to price wisely, and you've got to value your worth, and have that reflected in your prices. And of course, do this week that you're doing next week, put everything into it, do everything that Gill says. Like even the little bits, like, do a post, like, everything. If you want to get the most out of it, just do everything that Gill says. It does. It just.
I love that. And I think that is such a great reflection on you. Your advice is, when you do something like the free event, do it, take action, make things happen, do the do, as Chantel's just said. Hey Lamita, hey Chantel, hey girls, how are you doing? Hey Gigi's here as well. So it's taking action, it's doing the do. But that advice you've just given about pricing correctly, pricing wisely, is so true, Lyndsey, because it's right for you, for your life. You deserve to make good money. Your time is worth good money. But you're right, it's good for the industry, because if we all continually bring our prices down, the industry is going to die. And we love our photography industry. We love what we do, but we also can't make good money from it, which you are living proof of. So that's so exciting. Great advice. So obviously I'm hopeful that a ton of fabulous photographers just like you will come into their free event and get a lot out of it next week. And at the end of the week, I'll be opening the doors to the program again, which is super exciting. So if there is a photographer that was considering coming on board the program and had some fears, some doubts, was worried about it, what would you say to someone that's considering on investing in the program?
Well, they've got nothing to lose to sign up next week. It's free. It's going to change. It's going to add so much value to their business as it is. And then the program was just so much information. And you taught a whole product that's worth so much value in there. And also what I really like about it is it's not just, it's a big mix of video, voice and text. So it's not like, it's everything, and it just sinks in and soaks in. It's there's so much value in the course.
Has it been worth it for you? Would you say it was worthy of the investment? Because you've made the money back already, haven't you?
Almost. Well, yeah, I suppose, yeah, because I've used the marketing from what we've learned, because it's business and marketing, and yeah, from my other side of the business, which is baby and maternity. So yeah, of course, like I've gone from £99 in January to like 1,200 last month. So
And the price as well. I mean, the 2 shoots you've done at the 500, now moving your pricing up to have that confidence to
yes.
move your price up to 895. That's amazing. I'm so thrilled for you. That's wonderful.
So much worth in the brand photography though, and having done shoots now, you know, and seeing, you know, what I've given to the clients, you know, what I'm producing to them at the end, it's so valuable. It really deserves that price mark, if not higher. So that I'm going to be moving it up, you know, in the next few months, because it's just worth it. It's they get so much from the shoot. It's so valuable to them. So
If
yeah.
I'd have said to you this time last year that in a year's time you'll be charging £900 for a 3-hour shoot working with business and brand clients, what would you have said?
I don't even know what brand photography was, Jill.
You wouldn't have believed me, would you? You'd have been you talking.
No. Yeah.
That growth deserves a round of applause. Honestly, that is an amazing growth that you've demonstrated, because you've just put the work in. So that's ace, mate. I'm so excited, and I'm so thrilled for your continued success. I will be on your shoulder saying, when you're putting your prices up, when you're putting your prices up.
I love your support.
I'm so thrilled you enjoyed the program. The part of the program I enjoy the most is the live training. You know, when we spend those 6 weeks together in calls, because I always wanted to provide a training program where I don't just give you the training program with the videos, the workbooks, the text, the templates, all the to-dos. I wanted to talk you through it. I wanted to be there with you live to answer questions, to help you, to make sure you're never stuck, to make sure you're doing the do, keeping you accountable. So did you find that valuable?
I found that really valuable, because the lives always came before the module. So it was sort of like introduced it. And then when we did the module, it made sense because you'd already covered, you know, the main bits of it anyway. So yeah, it was really valuable. And also to keep it live, you're making sure that you're doing it, you know, as in like a live mode sort of thing. And it keeps you on track. And it also, like, you're not on your own as well with the lives. You know, with you guiding us and inspiring us and lifting us up and making us believe that we can do it, and then we go and do it, and then we do it. So it works. It's good.
Oh, I'm glad you wrote that. I love it. I loved it, because we had a great community, didn't we? There was such an amazing group of photographers. There was about 26 of us all together, all on the same path, all learning together, celebrating our wins. We had Mike, didn't we? He got a £3.5 grand booking, and they were going to fly him to Italy. I mean, we were all celebrating for that one. We want one of those.
Yeah, no.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, I'm so thrilled.
No, thanks, Jill. You've got everything to thank. If it's been that good, I've done it without you.
Thank you. We're a dream team. At the end of the day, as I said, you guys have to do the work. I can show you the way, or you guys have to do the work. You definitely did that work, and you have just created a path for yourself now, Lyndsey. Honestly, you just have that confidence. You've got that empowerment. You've got the marketing and business strategies you need. You're getting clients in. You've priced yourself correctly. You're on the way. You're going to be up there like a rocket.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's all on the plan. So.
All right. Well, listen, thank you so much for spending some time, guys. I hope you've got value from me and Lyndsey chatting with you, and Lyndsey spending some time with us here today. I would love to see any photographers out there. I would love to see you come on board the free event. And if at the end of the free event you feel it's right for you, I would also love to see you on the program, which is the Business of Brand Photography. So hopefully I get to meet lots of more lovely photographers like yourself next week, Lyndsey. But thank you for sparing some time today. I really appreciate it.
No, it's fine. Have a good week next week.
No, brilliant. Have an amazing day yourself, and I will speak to you very soon. See you guys. Bye, Lyndsey. Thank you.